A very good morning, children. Welcome back to the class, session number 68, and we have finished so far our lesson number 12. Now we'll start lesson number 13, seed dispersal. Before that, every time I'll give you some instructions, right? So when you're sending me the homework, please mention the name and the class and send me in time. And your handwriting is very bad, improve your handwriting. And go through the lesson. So far we have finished. And the question answers and the textbook reading. That all you should be perfect till lesson number 12. When you are entering into 13th lesson, make sure that you are perfect with all the previous lessons. Now seed dispersal. In the previous chapter, we have learned about the reproduction in the plants and we have learned about the parts of the flower. Do you know which part of the flower turns into fruit? What does the fruit contain? In many of the plants, flower will turn into fruit and the fruit contains seeds, right? You have also seen the section of the ovary, what develops from the ovule. From the ovary, this is the section, and we can see the ovule and the ovary in the plant. You know that after fertilization, ovary develops as fruit and ovules develop into seed. So, ovary, after fertilization, ovary develops into a fruit and the ovules will develop into the seeds. Ovary contains ovules. And ovary will change into the fruit and the ovules will change into the seeds. When the seeds germinate, they give birth to new plants. When these seeds germinate, that means when they get the proper sunlight, water and the food minerals, then it will turn into a baby plant. You may have observed some fruits or vegetables growing in a garden or your backyard. Some fruits may be seen growing singly while some are in bunches. So, you can observe the plants that are growing in your garden. Some fruits may be seen growing singly while some are in bunches. Some of them contain one seed whereas some other contains many seeds. So all the fruits are not in the same way. Like they don't have same color, same size. Example, if you take the grapes, they'll grow in a bunches. And if it's a pomegranate, it will grow singly. If it's a guava, it will grow in single. So like this, there is a differentiation. One day Ravali saw that a tomato plant was growing on the rooftop. No one can sow seeds on the housetop. How did they reach there? Then she observed that the tomato plant was on the terrace on the top of the roof. Then who can sow these seeds over there? No. But how it has happened? How did they grow into plants? She was surprised. We often see plants that grow on cracked walls and on stones. How do these seeds reach there? Yes, sometimes when you go outside, you can see some plants are growing on the wall or some other place where there are no water and where there are no houses. But how these plants will grow? Generally, we sow seeds in our house gardens and in fields, but different kinds of plants grow in our surroundings. Who sow these seeds? Yes, generally, we'll put some plants in the gardens, no? Like it may be a flower plant or fruit plants or vegetable plant. But somewhere there is no facility, even though there we can see some other plants. How it will happen? How do the seeds travel from one place to another? Ravali has so many doubts. So this is called as a seed dispersal. The seeds that are traveling from one place to another place is called as a seed dispersal. Why are seeds dispersed? Most of the seeds fall in the soil and get buried in the ground. After some time they germinate and grow into small plants. So most of the seeds, what happen? Unfortunately, they'll fall on the ground, and when they germinate, the baby plant will come out. What will happen if all the seeds fall in the same place and germinate producing plants? Will they have sufficient place to grow? No. If all the seeds fall at a particular place and say all the baby plants will come out, then they'll not get the sufficient food and they'll not have sufficient place to grow. Will they get sufficient sunlight and water? No. Can they survive in the absence of light and water? No, the plants should get proper sunlight and water. When we discuss these questions, I hope you are listening to the class and you are following the textbook also. When we discuss these questions, we will know that seed dispersal is necessary to grow tiny plants of the same species. So why seed dispersal is necessary? To grow the tiny plants of the same species. Mango plant. Till now we are able to eat the mangoes. If seed dispersal is not there, then the next generation will not get the mangoes to eat. So to get the same species of the plants, seed dispersal is necessary. To avoid competition with the mother plant for air, water and minerals, plants disperse their seeds to different distance. So what happened? Because of the air, because of the water, the seed dispersal is happening. As already we have learned in the previous class. But the process of dispersal varies from plant to plant. Plants have special mechanism for seed dispersal. Do seeds travel to find suitable place to germinate? Do they themselves travel to find out the suitable place? No, it's not like that. Do the dispersed seeds have any special characteristics? Does the traveling mechanism affect seed dispersal? Let us study these aspects. How are seed dispersed? Do you know the factors that affect seed dispersal? Are the characteristics of the seed decided on the way they are dispersed? Let us find out. Observe different seeds. Collect some seeds like grass, poppy, bhandi, coconut. Try to collect different types of seeds like hair, thorns, big, small, light, heavy, etc. and record the information in the above table. So they are asking to take the variety of seeds. It may be a bhandi or a coconut, or the seeds that are light in weight, that are heavy in weight, that are having hairy structure, these type of seeds. So first of all, you have to know that all the seeds are not in same size, same shape and same color or the same texture. Some seeds are having hair-like structures, and some seeds are very heavy, and some seeds are very light, and the colors are different. Which seeds can be carried by air? Suppose we have taken here. Suppose if you have taken a coconut and lotus seed, then this is carried away by water, not by air or not, because it is heavy in weight. In the same way, if it is a neem seed or tamarind seed, this will be carried by a bird. And sugarcane will be carried out by a man. And if it is a datura, it will be carried by an animal. Bhandi, mustard, kanakambaram, and all this by air. So like this, each seed is carried away by, some are carried away by man, some are carried away by wind. And some are light in weight and some are heavy in weight. Name the seeds that are round and heavy. Which seeds can float on the water? Which seeds contain hooks and horns? Are the hairy seeds light and flat? How are fibrous seeds? Are they light or heavy? Are there tardy seeds in your list? Which characteristics do you find them? There are different seeds with different structure which are useful for the dispersal. Do you know how this seed disperses from one place to another? So till now we have learned about the how are the seed dispersed through what, and how are the seeds. It may be light in weight, it may be heavy in weight, and some are flat, some are hairy structure, some are thorny, and some are fibrous. Why are seed dispersed? We have learned now. Why? Because to get the same species of the plant. So in this way we have learned up to here, and next we are going to learn about the different agents of the seed dispersal. About the different agents of the seed dispersal. So seed may be dispersed through wind, and some may be by wind, and some through by birds, and some other by animals, and some other by air. So in this way, some other by human beings. So in way there are different agents that carry away the seeds. Already we have learned what is the seed dispersed. The seed traveling from one place to another place and germinating. After germinating, it will grow into a baby plant. So it can't walk by its own. So what is happening here? Some seeds are carried away by the air when the wind because of the wind, and some seeds are carried away by the animals. Unfortunately, animals will go for grazing in the field, no? So when they are grazing, what happens? The hairy structure, because of the hairy structure of the animal, some seeds will stick up to its body. In this way, the animals will carry some seeds from one place to another. So the air or the animal or the human being or the animals, or it may be water, these are called as the agents that they'll carry the seeds for the dispersal. That means they are carrying from one place to another place, and these are called as the agents. So till now this is enough for you. Tomorrow we'll continue the chapter, and your homework is that you have to fill up this table. Name of the seed, it may be light or weight or heavy weight or round or flat or hairy or thorny or fibrous. You have to fill up this table. Name of the seed is important, and what is the structure of the seed. So this is your homework, children. Write neatly and send me. While sending, send your name and go through the chapter once again. Thank you.